Wherever you go in the world, one airline goes further to make it feel exceptional. Qatar Airways, going places together.
Good morning everybody and welcome to beautiful Brazil here in Rio de Janeiro. We are at the world-renowned wave location of Saquarema. We are so excited to finally be here and be able to test out those waves in the beautiful Brazilian waters. Riders from all over the globe have smiles left, right and center, and they just can't wait to get out there on the water to compete at the Copa Kitley GKA Kite-Surf World Cup. Good morning and how is everybody over there, as we are going to be starting off with the Saquarema Rio de Janeiro here in Brazil 2023. AP flag is in the sky at the moment as we're just having a one heat break, and coming up next we'll be starting off with the quarterfinals of the women with heat number 13. All right, so just getting information in. We are going to be starting off in about 4 minutes out here on the water, with the next heat's going to be coming up as we're going to have that quarterfinals of the women. But before we do so, we caught up with one of our judges, Fadi Isa, who was talking to us about the conditions and what is going to be going down here for the Copa Kitley GKA Kite-Surf World Cup here in Brazil.
Well, Saquarema here is a very well-known surf spot. I mean, of course, they use it in the surf championship, so it has a lot of credibility. There's a lot of legend in this town about surfing. It's a surf town, and we're very happy to be here to be part of this surf culture here and to push our sport in the direction of surfing. I've been here for a few days, and I mean, we've had a bit of everything. We've had rain, we've had onshores, big, we've had small, clean conditions like right now. And the place has a lot of power. It's a beach break, and it's known for its power. So yeah, we're looking forward to see what we can do out here. As we're running a double event, that means we're running 2 sports in one event. We have a big window, you know. We have almost 2 weeks. So depending on the conditions here, we'll decide what to run on those days. If conditions change during the day, we may switch sports as well. So if the wind is strong, for example, we'll run kite surfing because we need a bit more wind for that. And if the wind is a bit lighter, we'll go on the wing foil side.
All right, well, there we can see catching up with Fadi Isa, giving us the ins and the out of this beautiful location that we have for the second pure wave event of the seasons. And we'll not forget that we were over there in Cape Verde, where we were on Ponta. Preta was absolutely firing, where we saw the likes of Muna White and of Machu Lopez take the win. But now, right now, we're just going to be waiting for that AP flag to go down, and we're going to be getting ready for the quarterfinals. And while we're waiting for that next heat to come out, we actually caught up with the winner and champion of the last event, Muna White.
So yeah, I did both disciplines, kite and wing, in the last competition in Cabo Verde, and ended up winning both of them, and that was a really great motivation for me to continue doing the tour. And so yeah, I came to Saquarema, and I'm going to do both disciplines again. So hopefully we have good conditions and can run both events. So I wasn't sure if I was going to come to this event, but I had a feeling I would, because it's known for good waves here. And so yeah, I've been definitely training with especially my kiting. I just did a trip and I was practicing going left, going backhand, and yeah, definitely focusing on that for this competition. Today is the first day that I've seen kiters actually out at the spot, and it's looking super fun. It's light winds, but they're definitely making it work, and I think we'll get some good waves. Well, this spot is more of a beach break, so the waves can kind of like come from anywhere. It's not like lined up point break, so I think that's fine. There's power in the waves, and I think it'll be good. So for this event, I'm hoping to win it again. That's always the goal. So yeah, hopefully we get some good waves.
It's great to hang out and catch up with Muna there. Great to see her coming over here to Brazil, and then we can see the famous church here at Saquarema over here in Rio de Janeiro, where we have the second pure wave event of the tour. If you're just joining us, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're tuning in from. We are going to be starting out with round number 5, heat number 1. So the quarterfinals of the ladies, where we are going to have out there on the water, is going to be in the pink, Daniela Moreno, and in the blue is going to be Muna White. Daniela Moreno coming from the Canary Islands out of Spain, a very talented young lady, and she's been improving her level. She's going into the water. She's going to be on one of the F1s, and then also Muna White, who has just joined the F1 team as well, is making her way out there. Red flag is in the sky, as you can see, as we are getting ready to go. First air competition here in Brazil, and already we've had some nice waves coming through, and now we're starting to get into the higher rounds of the competition. We've done round number 1 of the men, and we will be coming back with them. The idea at the moment is going to be to push all the way through to the finals of the women. That's the information I have from our sports crew, and looking forward to seeing the girls get out and shred. We've been seeing the likes of Kessiani Rodriguez and Muna White warming up earlier in the day, and they really have been throwing down some very nice terms. There we can see Dolfinho here, the Copa Kitley mascot, bringing us the vibes. Machu Lopez there in the background there from Cape Verde, the champion of Cape Verde also that event. So he is currently ranked #1, as is Muna White, who is coming in to this competition. And we are just about getting ready to go for day #1 over here. All right, yellow flag. We can see our guys in them at the moment. All right, so green flag, green flag. In the pink, we're going to have Daniela Moreno, and in the blue is going to be Muna White. Both of these athletes are on the F1 kites. We can see them all the way over there in the top left-hand corner of your screen. And waiting to see who is going to be the first athlete to engage on a wave. Out there in the orange kite is going to be Muna White with the blue lycra, and on the blue turquoise blue kite is going to be Daniela Moreno in the pink. All right, so there we can see Daniela Moreno there on the pink, as she is here on the inside going for her first wave. Just trying to get a little hack there, but getting caught out on the inside, unfortunately. So that's not going to be a scorer for her. And all the way out the back of the competition area, we also have Muna White. Girls are on 10 and 11 meters as it stands. Probably about 15 knots of wind at the moment, and hopefully it will be picking up throughout the afternoon. So we have 12-minute heats with 3-minute transitions, excuse me. And they are going to be scored on their top 2 waves. So having a look out there, it looks like Daniela Moreno, a 0.30 there for that first one. Just pretty much a drop in as they're waiting for a set to come through. Sets are kind of in between 5 to 6 minutes. We have about 1.3 meter swell here today. And it is actually going to be dropping off as the days to come. Tomorrow afternoon is looking windy, and the next day also. So hopefully we'll be able to push through here. Let's not forget also at this combined event, this double event, we have our sister tour of the GWA Wingfoiling World Cup. And Copa Kitley all the way around the globe as we are starting off. The first time we've ever come here to Rio de Janeiro, and to be able to perform an event in such a world-renowned surfing location where they do have the WSL here as well. And it is such a pleasure to be able to, you know, kind of start to tune into some of these locations, because it's only going to push the sport bigger and better. And at the moment, you have one of the best kite surfers in the world, Muna White. She was the winner of the last event in Cape Verde, just recently joining the F1 team. Coming all the way from the Hawaiian Islands, a very talented young athlete. And an ambassador on and off the water. Always a smile, always a shaka. and is absolutely ripping. You should see this go on the wave. And this young ripper also, Daniela Moreno, wanting to prove a point out here, being seeded one of the top riders so far, right? Going down, looking to try and get a little bit of power on the down one there. The judge is not going to be giving her much for that. Let's see if she can push her way down the line and be able to get another turn, but still yet to engage, just kind of straight lining it out in front of the white water. All right, here we have Muna already going backside, getting a decent first hack. Deciding to just take off on a wave here. Let's not forget top 2 scores. Scored on a base of 10. What are the judges looking for? They're looking for execution. They're looking for flow. Linking sections, powering through, and using the power of the wave to be able to make those turns and using the kite to your advantage, not leaning or kind of lingering or hanging on the kite to be able to make those turns. We want to see 100% pure surfing over here for the second pure wave event of the season. What a place, what a location to be able to do so. Here we have Muna dropping on a nice oversized overhead left-hander up and away. 2 decent hacks, keeping the speed throughout the end, making sure she gets that timing. She is just going to be riding this one all the way to the beach break. A very nice wave there for Muna. Not super vertical, but making sure she keeps the speed and be able to go down the line, because there are kind of 3 sections here in Saquarema. You've got all the way on the top, you've got this nice little roller that starts to peak up, flattens out a bit, and then that's when it hits the sandbank here on the middle of the competition area, and that's where they get the old smackaroo. That's when they are really able to engage on some of those turns. Daniela Moreno there, unfortunately, just going off at the back of that wave, and Muna already a 7.20, setting the standard high, but we were sure this was going to come in, because let's not forget, champion from the last pure wave event in Cape Verde, living in the Hawaiian Islands, this lady knows how to surf. All right, Muna going on another set wave. Well, that's probably the second set that we've seen rolling through. This one is definitely flattening off a lot more than the one she had before. Did take off on this one a little bit further down the sandbank and just kind of making a couple of check turns. She has a backup score of a 2.13, a top score of a 7.20, so probably going to be improving on that backup score, but not really a high scoring potential wave here for the Hawaiian. Daniela Moreno also circling around like a shark, trying to get another wave as she stands in second position, 5.07 for that last wave there from Muna White. And this is looking like a better face here for Daniela. Let's see what the young Canarian can make of it. All right, here we go. Engages on that first turn off the top. Little bit of a hack, but just keeps getting pulled off of the back. As that wind is cross offshore, you really got to make sure that kite is powered and low, so it pulls you back onto the wave and making sure you can be able to get those maneuvers. Yep, yeah, you can see a little bit of frustration in the face of the young Spaniards as we're just coming into about the final 3 minutes of this heat. 12-minute heats. 2 athletes in the water, and as it stands, Muna White from Hawaii leading so far. All right, so both of the athletes out the back now. As you can see on your screen, that's pretty much center, front and center of the competition area. A little further up to the left, we have some rocks there, which is kind of when the waves start to form. Then coming down here, there's the better perspective. Where the kite is right now is where that kind of second section happens, but it only happens on the bigger size waves. On the small little inside rollers, they kind of start a little bit further down the sandbank and then roll it, and they probably have about one, 2 or 3 turns depending on the wave selection. Wave selection, obviously, with conditions that are challenging like the ones we have on the water, is one of the big musts, one of the big dots on the I that will be for our judging criteria. Let's not forget, we're looking for 100% surfing. We don't want to see moves. We want to see you carving and hacking out those waves here in the beautiful, warm Brazilian waters here in Rio de Janeiro. So our judges, they're looking for linking the turns together, not hanging on your kite, and making sure that you are going from one section to another nice and cleanly, combining maneuvers, and just making it happen down here in Brazil. Coming up on almost the final minute of the competition, and here, just going on a little one-hack wonder there, Daniela, but unfortunately going down. I'm going to have a little look over the top of my screen, as I can see also that Muna might be able to have enough time to land one more ride before the end of this heat, as there are no flags in the sky, meaning that we are in that final minute. And Muna is circling around like a shark there to see if she can get yet one more score. 12.27 total for her. 30 seconds, and it does look like there is some motion in the ocean, as we like to say, as it does look like maybe a set wave is coming her way. Is she be able to get a final ride before the end of this one? We will soon find out. Let's not forget, if the athlete is on the, what we like to call the bump, if they are on the swell, that wave will count on their score. But at the moment, it does look like here we have Daniela is going to be deciding to go back out, even though that we are in the final seconds. But Muna here, if that bump does turn into a wave, it would mean she is on the swell, and this one will count towards her score. And she is turning around, so she is going to engage. All right, Muna White, here we go. Turn number 1, nice open face hack off of the top. Linking it together, good timing, keeping that power, keeping that speed, as that third section is where the wave really does start to flatten out. And there we can see her just making 3 nice turns here on the inside of the competition area. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your winner of that first heat of the quarterfinals, Muna White from Hawaii. All right, well, while we're waiting for these athletes to come out, and there you can see the smile, as I always say, always a happy athlete out there, Muna White. Let's catch the highlights of that last heat.
Here we have Muna dropping in on a nice oversized overhead left-hander. Up and away, 2 decent hacks, keeping the speed throughout the end, making sure she gets that timing. She is just...
On the water of the big air discipline, and then we have Sabrina Lutz, a very talented young Brazilian athlete, as we go into yet another quarterfinal here in the water. And as we saw, that it was Muna White who was advancing through to the next round. As we continue on here for the Copa Kitley GKA Kite-Surf World Cup Brazil 2023, and we are electric to be over here in the beautiful location of Saquarema. All right, here we can see Camille Loceran making her way down the line. This lady has improved hugely on her surfing style. Still going a little bit flat on the turns, but managing to get a few little hacks in on the way down. Serena also has, looks like out the back I can see of my booth, as I have prime seats here. Tell you what, I need a popcorn machine because it is getting theater over here. All right, so here we have Serena dropping in backside. That is a good size set wave. Still going straight line, and it needs to get a little bit more speed if she wants to get past the foam ball. Here we go. All right, starting turn number 1. Still going straight down the line. Not really getting the verticality that she's looking for, and going over the falls. That is going to be a crash for her. All right, so both of the athletes making their way back at the top in. There we can see out there on the Neo, the Duotone Neo SLS, that is Camilo Sedan. And we can see out there on the Dice SLS on the right-hand side, that is Serena Luz. Looks like she's going to be dropping in. Here we go. All right. Let's see if she can get a little bit more speed to get past that foam ball. It is kind of closing out in front of her. Is she going to be able to get a hack? No, she doesn't, and goes down. That's going to be a wipe out there for her. All right, so both of the athletes waiting kind of out the back there, we can see. Camille Loceran, oh, nice little tail whip there to start that one off. Okay, now we can see it's engaging and starting to hack up. It's starting to get a little bit. There's that second section, still kind of throwing the handbrake turn on. The judges are not going to be giving her much love for those kind of mid-face flat turns. We want to see the verticality. Even if it's only a one hit, you're going to get scored a lot more than various hits just kind of handbraking it down the line, but still keeping herself busy. Can already see a 2.07 on her scores. And now looking like maybe a mid-2s or mid-3s. There you go. Yep, 3.27 there for that last ride. All right, can she get in? She's pushing hard. All right, now this is a better wave. Can she make the most of this? No, she doesn't. Doesn't look like that board's making her life easy, not being able to hold the speed as she comes down the face there. Just coming a little bit under 5 minutes to go on this heat, leading so far. Camille Lesserin, the Swiss athlete, living out of my hometown in Tarifen. Tarifeña. And already putting on a good performance, but still highest score of the day so far. We've seen up in the 12s there for Muna White in this beautiful location. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Copa Kitley GKA Kite-Surf World Cup. And a big shout out to everybody here on the stream. If you want to get interviews of athletes, information on their equipment, what they're on, how they're doing it, location, just shoot some comments there on the stream for the stuff you guys and girls would like to be listening about. Give me a shout and I'll be trying to make that happen for the next few days, as we have a 12-day event window where we'll be competing for 8 days. It looks like at the moment today and tomorrow there are good conditions and wind. And here we can see, all right, Camille dropping herself down. Come on, Cami. Just losing control there, but managing to keep that kite in the sky. You can see kind of advance a little bit too fast under her kite. The kite semi-falling out of the air and not being able to get any more turns there for her. As she's going to be making her way back out there. Looking like she's on the wham, if I'm not mistaken. And here we can see Serena is out on a custom surfboard. So obviously, you know, such a huge surfing culture over here in Brazil. And also some of our sister tour athletes, the wing foilers, are having a little go on the top left-hand corner of the competition area that we have here, as this is a combined event of the GKA, the Qatar Airways GKA Kite World Tour, and the GWA Wing Foiling World Tour. And welcome to Rio, everybody. Let's not forget, put the word out there if you want to see this live. www.gkakiteworldtour.com/live if we're on the kite surfing discipline, and www.wingfoilworldtour.com/live if we go over to the wingfoil discipline. Make sure to check us out on all the social medias. We will be keeping you up to date on starting times, transitions, what's happening, and what is going down here in Brazil, as day number 1 of competition is a go. And already we're starting to enjoy some nice conditions out here on the water. A little bit cross side shore at the moment. Sometimes goes a little bit side off, where the guys and girls are having a harder time to keep themselves on the waves. And then when it kind of goes side on, they're able to get a little bit more of a hack. But so far it is, here we can see Camille Lesserin and Serena Luz, your 2 athletes out there in the water. And there we can see Camille getting yet another wave on her way down. She has a 3.27 and a 2.17. And kind of milking this on the flats, but not really linking those sections together. So not going to be making a big difference to her scores. Maybe improving on that backup one slightly. But quite a flat liner all the way along. All right, Serena here going out in front of a setway. She definitely has better selection than Camille, but just not being able to get the speeds and the turns that she was looking for. As she's now here, you can see just not keeping the move out there on the wave. A very talented young Brazilian athlete. And looking forward to seeing her out there, as at the moment having a little bit of a hard time as those conditions are quite light out there. Athletes are on 10s to 12-meter kites. When it comes to boards, most of the girls, I've been seeing them going out on 5.3s to 5.7s. As we are in the quarterfinals of the women. And we have about 15 knots out there at the moment. Kite Goofy, thanks for tuning in and giving us some stuff and some questions. And Juan Carlos, wind direction is side shore, pure side shore at the moment. And we have about, I'd say 15 knots, as I mentioned before, and they are out. The girls are out on 10 meters. Some of the guys are on 12s. We've seen some of the likes of Machu Lopez and the two-tone boys out there on the Alula 10s. So, yeah, definitely light wind gear as we stand. And there we can see Serena just unfortunately going over the falls one more time as she is trailing in this heat. As we are still currently in score, as coming up on the last minutes on this one. And there we can see Cami. Nice, that's a better turn on the way down. Needs to slow down a bit. This is what I'm talking about, is where she's really using the kite. When you see those higher scores coming is when they're actually surfing the wave. They're not using the kite at all. They're just using it to get a bit of extra power. But once they are on that wave, they are purely surfing down the line. That's when you're going to see those top scores being hidden, because we are looking for 100% waves. All right, here we have Cami one more time going on a little. She's really, both of these athletes all the way down. There's that handbrake turn. Wants to try and link some sections together here. The young Swiss/Tanzanian athlete. A little bit of a foam ball ride there. And then we're coming to the final moments of this heat. And that is going to be it. So advancing through is going to be Camille Loceran. Congratulations to her. And a big round of applause there to Selena Luz for some nice surfing. Just not being able to get and linking those waves together as we continue on. But let's have a little look at the highlights of that last heat. And welcome back, everybody, as we are continuing on with round number 5, heat number 4 of the women. Coming up next, a big heat. Out there in the pink lycra is Kesiani Rodriguez, and in the blue is Capucine Delanois. Capucine Delanois currently is in 2nd position on the overall ranking. Let's not forget that she got 2nd place over there. And when it comes to Kesiani, she is in 3rd position. So big heat coming up as we have 2 of the main players of the overall GKA Kite-Surf World Tour ranking here with our headline sponsor of Qatar Airways as we are getting ready to go. So there we can see in the pink, Kesiani Rodriguez, the local hero. This lady absolutely rips. One of the athletes of the Kitley family here. Let's not forget this is the Copa Kitley. And she is getting ready to show why they call her one of the Brazilian princesses down at this part of the competition. All right, going backside. Here we go. Turning 1, a quite flat turn, not being able to get much out of it. Going off the back. I can stick my head across the booth as we can see. Capucine. All right, here we have the young French athlete. You can see the wind has gone a little shift on that offshore. And that the athletes are getting pulled off the back of the wave. Really got to get that kite low. Just coming up to 4 o'clock in the afternoon local time. This is 5 hours behind Central European time. If you're just joining us, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. And it is definitely almost 5 o'clock somewhere. I'm Josie Asher, and I will be here on the commentary for the whole weeks that we're going to be over here in Brazil, as we have a 2-week waiting period where we have 8 days of competition, and it looks like we're going to be having today and tomorrow. There are conditions on hand, starting off with a bang over here, and both Capucine and Kesiani having a little look at each other there, just going past, and it does look like the French athlete. All right, Capucine, ale. She has been a world champion in the past, and she is absolutely ripping. I saw her warming up a few days ago and already starting to get some hacks in. Getting 3 decent turns here. Still kind of getting a bit of a straight line. That is a better turn. Nice finish, and you can see the smile on her face. She's going to be happy with that one. Already getting 3 semi to decent turns there as we are already off to a go. And there we can see already them getting ready as they go. So Kesiani Rodriguez trailing so far. As there we can see Capucine Delanois with a 5.17. Oh, so just got a little, stuck my head out of the booth there. It does look like the wind has shifted to a little bit more cross offshore, as you can see here on the direction. The girls are making their way out to the competition area. It has dropped off ever so slightly, so we are in between 13 to 15 knots. So quite marginal conditions. Out there on the North Carve, there we can see Capucine Delanois, Eyes of Thunder, as she is on a 10-meter so far. And then also we can see Kesiani Rodriguez trying to make her way up to the top, also out there on the north. So far it is Capucine Delanois in the lead with a 6.10. All right, Kesiani, nice wave, good first turn, braking a little bit to make sure she stays in the power section. Also, once again, but needs to get that kite down. No, kite position not quite on point there and getting pulled off of the back. Very hard for the backhand riders when these waves are quite punchy here on the inside, not really be able to get too many vertical turns there. And a 2.73 coming up on her score, so still in the lead. Capucine Delanois on your screen. Hailing out of France, but living over there in the strapless paradise, that is Preta, over there in the north coast of Brazil. Beautiful location where we have had World Cups in the past. That is a strapless freestyle haven. And now you can understand why this young lady is such an incredible rider. But this young lady here now, oh, this is a good wave. Here we can see Kessiani Rodriguez. Can she get a couple of turns on this? Great wave selection here. Pulling that kite down, trying to get a game, but just really straight lining it all the way down the competition area. There we can see Camille Loceran, who got her win there. So congratulations to her. Double shackers there to you. There's the smile. There she is. There she is. So great work there from the young Swiss and Tarifeña athlete and current world champion when it comes to the big air. There it is. The smile says it all as we're waiting for action to get back out there in the water. And you can see on the blue, that is going to be Capucine Delanois. So here we have Capucine Delanois engaging, a little bit more vertical, half-face turn, making sure she keeps the speed. Now this is where she really wants to get the old smacker. Again, only kind of getting all the way up, halfway up. But you can see getting a little frustrated with herself there and be able to get a pretty decent finish. Can she keep it together? Yes, she does. They want to go a little bit more vertical. That is the difference we're seeing with the likes of Muna. She does get that verticality, which is why she's getting those higher scores. Already, we've seen a very good 5 there from Capucine. I don't think that's going to be as good as that wave. But she is definitely going to improve on that backup. As we're just coming up on 4 minutes, there we can see Serena Lutz as well, who came out of her heat. But unfortunately did not be able to continue on. So there we can see out there on the screen. Hello, ladies. I hope you're enjoying it out there. We can see Dolfinho there in the back as they are getting ready to go. All right, Kessiani Rodriguez dropping in. Let's see what she has for us. The young Brazilian, a very powerful athlete, just not been able to link up the turn so far. All right, can she get a good hit there? Just a kind of mid-face turn and going down. Definitely having issues on the backside as we are out there at the moment. So good to see the Brazilian community over here. A lot of riders like Mila, like Felipe, and all of the Brazilian athletes that we've seen in events in the past years and coming together underneath here in Rio de Janeiro. And here we can see the event setup of this beautiful location. That is Saquarema here in Rio de Janeiro for the second pure wave event of the season. We were over there in Cape Verde. Then after here, let's not forget our athletes will be going to Silt, where normally a combo in between waves and strapless freestyle. Then we can see Daniela Moreno. Then also we'll be making our way to Dakla, which is also sometimes a pure wave event, or sometimes it also has an aspect of strapless freestyle, and ending it off in Ceará, where last year we had the Copa Kitley over there in Taiba as the grand event finale on the kite-surfing discipline. Okay, Capucine, good wave selection so far. Can she get down that phase? Yes, she can. All right. Not being able to get the first turn in clean. This is where they really want to yank that kite down, but no, just kind of getting caught up with the whitewater. So I doubt this is going to be improving too much on her overall score and going head over heels, and getting a little wake-up call by her board there. Capucine Delanois, the French athlete, as we just approach the final 2 minutes of this heat. Just getting a little wind update. The wind is dropping off ever so slightly as we are coming into those final hours. Sunset happens around here at 5 o'clock and we're just coming up on 4, so about an hour to an hour and a half more of competition. The idea is to get through the women's elimination over here in Rio, and then we will continue on in round number 2 of the men. And so far we have had some nice conditions out there. Your leader, Capucin Delanois, with a 9.60 versus a 4.20 there for Kessiani Rodriguez. Day number 1 here of the Copa Kitley GKA Kite-Surf World Cup in Brazil 2023. And it is so cool to be in this amazing wave location. Wind at the moment has shifted a little bit more side off, so making conditions just not quite as easy for the athletes out there. And so far we have the top 2 seed, but there it is going to be as I can see the buzzer just about to come. And there it is, red flag in the sky. So that is it for this heat on the water, where we have just seen Capucin Delanois take the win over Kessiani Rodriguez. So our seed, our top number 2 seed of the world, continuing on nice and strong. And coming up now, we will have semi-final number 1 of the women. All right, so we just saw a very nice wave there from Muna dropping in as this is semi-final number 1. So Muna White up against Mila Ferreira from Australia. So Mila Ferreira, great to see her again here as she is starting to make her way down. She's been living out there in Oz, and here we have her. All right, starting to engage. Here we go. Nice first hack off the top, pushing the weight forward on that board. Up and over again. Boom. Can she keep it together? Yes, she does. Great to see this young lady back on tour. Haven't seen her for a while, coming down on the early days of the GKA over there in Mauritius. And Dakla, a very talented surfer, but she is up against one of the top athletes, if not the top athlete, I will say, Muna White, who has been absolutely killing it. You can see her just joining the F1 family. And she is getting ready to go out there in the pink, coming out of Hawaii. Your current world #1 as she won the event over there in Cape Verde. All right, here we go. All right, engaging on her second wave. She's got a 4.63 for the first one. And now let's see, have a little look-see for the second. Decides against it, goes back out. 12-minute heats, 2-minute transitions. So the idea is we're going to be continuing all the way through the women's discipline. There we can see Kesiani Rodriguez coming out. Unfortunately not making the win on that last heat, but always still keeping a smile. And here we have Muna, who decided against that last one and just getting a couple little check turns. Nice first turn, and then just a little check turn to finish that one off, keeping herself busy on this first day of competition here for the Copa Kitley GK Kite-Surf World Cup here in Brazil. The first time we've had an event down here in Rio de Janeiro, and day #1 already giving us conditions to get out there on the water. So muito obrigado, Brazil, as it is good to start off with a bang. All right, we can see the athletes just making their way back out to the back. So we have a 4.63 and a 2.93 there from Muna, and a 2.67 and a 3.43 there from Mila Ferreira. And we can see Camille Lossenan out there on your screen as she is getting ready to go out into the water on her next heat, as she has already continued on. And let's have a little look. So we have in a semi-final #1 on the water, Muna White, Mila Ferreira, who's going to be making their way through to the grand finale. The winner will be going through. And then we have Camilo Sedan is going up against Capucine de la Noix. So good to see Camille. She has definitely put in the work on the wave. She is known for her strapless freestyle, one of the top athletes out there. Let's not forget winning the big air and becoming the world champ over there in June in my hometown of Tarifa. But now, on your screen, the current world #1 when it comes to waves, Muna White, having a little look to the left, a little look to the right to make sure she's in position, line herself up with the beach, and try and engage on another wave as we're just coming up on 7 minutes left of this first semi-final. All right, so the girls taking their time, making their way out to the back as that wind is slightly going off, but it has turned a little bit more side shore. All right, here we have Mila. What she got, coming down, dropping down the line. Here we go. Let's see if this wave is going to be making something of it. Now it's starting to edge up. Note decided against it. We're going to make her way back up into position. And Muna all the way up. Right upwind, waiting to see if she can get on another wave. Looks like a nice little bit of a swell there. See if she can make something of this as this rolls down. And there we can see Mila on your screen trying to get back into position as we're just about halfway through this heat. Just over 5 minutes to go. Top 2 waves are the ones that count. We are looking for flow, 100% surfing, style, combining the maneuvers dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and making sure that you link it all together using the power of the wave, not just the power of your kite, and really surfing out there. And a prime example on your screen right away, the current world number 1, Muna White, looking to improve on a 2.93 backup score. And there we have Dolfinho. Dolfinho, the mascot here of the Copa Kitley. And just giving us the ins and the outs there. It is so cool to have him back. An absolute character out here on the Copa Kitley events. We saw him over there in Taiba for the triple event that we had with the wing, the waves, and the freestyle. And now we'll be going back there in November. We're adding a wave event over here in Rio de Janeiro in Saquarema, one of the best surfing locations in the world, where they have the World Surf League, the WSL events. And it is so cool to be here and enjoying these beautiful conditions. All right, Mila, face of determination if I've ever seen one. It's very close in between them. She knows if she can get a good score, it's all going to come down to a wave, and a very nice set wave here. All right, Mila starting to engage. Here we go. Crossing off the top, nice turn, comes down, keeps the speed, opens the shoulders. Here we can see going for another second hack all the way down. This is going to be a good score for her. Definitely going to improve on what she has already. Can she make it and turn it into a third one? Just a little bit of a check turn, right on the foam ball, getting her way past that. And maybe a small finisher. No, deciding against that. But I reckon that is going to put her into the leads. As I can see, there is a little wave coming in on the back as Muna is just about to get ready to engage. Both of these athletes, regular footers as they're going backside here on the left-handers. All right, Muna White is going to be needing something as we are seeing a good score come in there for Mila. Muna, this one's opened up, but flatten out the back, but good in the pocket turn there for her. Now she's going to have to wait it out and see if she can get a finisher. She knows she needs to do this one. Big finisher. Can she keep it together and hold it out on the whitewater? No! Just going down at the end of that one. And it is going to be down to the wire. But it does look like Mila so far is in the lead. And we are coming up on the last 3 minutes. So maybe enough time for one more wave for both of these athletes. Muna, unusually in a little bit of a sticky situation out there so far. Okay, Mila having a little look around. She knows how important it is to be in position as she is quite far down on the competition area. Muna trying to make her way out. Okay, so here we have her. Mila Ferreira dropping in on another section, getting some good wave selection here. Oh, but goes down. And her kite flying across. Muna now really going to have to scatter and scramble if she wants to have an opportunity of making her way into the big final. Here we go. She's just making her way across the break, gets past that one, and now she is going to have to pray to the wave gods to see and send her wave. She would need, what would she need? She would need a 0.83 increment on one of her two scores. So she's going to need something in the fives if she wants to have an opportunity of being able to take that win. She's going to be back in position in time, 1.5 minutes. So we've got 90 seconds on the clock. She's an experienced and veteran competitor, so she knows where she is. And I reckon she's going to try and make the most of it and see if she can get back in position. Yet she's making an early tack here. And she's just going to be trying to get herself. I can see a bit of a wave on her right-hand shoulder. She's going to try and get into that one. So it does look like Muna is going to have an opportunity here to be able to make a move to continue on and get herself into the grand finale. Here we have, probably for the final wave of this heat, Muna White. Can she keep it together? Is being able to get past it, but that one is not going to make it for her. Less than a minute to go. Muna, she knows how close this is. She knows she needs to get herself on a wave. As Mila has done enough as it stands to get past the champ. And she's going to be dropping in on yet another section. This could be the first big upset of the competition. All right, so Miller is going to be dropping in on a wave. Muna all the way out the top. We are looking like about 20 seconds to go. I'm not sure. I reckon this is going to be over. I don't reckon there's going to be enough. I reckon we are going to see, all right, there's been a score here on that last wave from Muna. An 8.96 as it is going to come down to the wire as we had just seen that score being dropped. A 4.63, so that last wave of a 4.33 from Muna versus a 4.70. So it does look like as it stands, but waiting for confirmation. But before we get that confirmation, let's have a look at the last highlights of that last heat. And welcome back, everybody, as we continue on with the competition down here for the Copa Kitley GKA Kite-Surf World Cup Brazil 2023. And I tell you what, we've had some very nice waves going through. Just getting confirmation on that last heat. We have just seen Muna White making it in to the grand final. Very, very close heat in between those two, but it is going to be Muna making it into the grand finale. And now we have Camille Lasseran is going to be going up against Capucine de la Noix. Green flag in the sky. Let's go out to the action. You're going to be seeing in the pink lycra is going to be Camille Lasseran, and in the blue lycra is going to be Capucine de la Noix. We can see Capucine out there on the new North sails. And here we have out there on the neo duotone, that is Camille Lasseran. So let's see who is going to be making their way through into the grand finale and joining Muna White. Looks like we've got a little bit of a yoga happening down here on the front of the competition area. All right, here we can see Cami flying through the competition area, but going off of the back of that wave. So a little bit of a one-hit wonder there for her. As we are just about 3 minutes into this heat already. 12 minutes for both of these athletes to be able to perform. Top two waves are the ones that are going to count. And at the moment, it is only Camille Lasseran, the Swiss/Tarifen athlete, is the only lady to have scored so far. And making her way into the final was Muna White. Just seeing Muna making her way into the beach, and she knew how close that one was. All right, here we have Capucine. Let's see what this young... Look at the face of thunder. The concentration in this young lady's face. Body language says it all. She is here, and she is here to push. As both of these girls have competed before. And here we can see Muna White, our first finalist. Very happy. And the face says more than 1,000 words. She's stoked, she's chilled, and she is ready to get out there into the grand finale. And she is going to be going up against the winner of this next heat. First is going to be the mini final, and then we will be seeing the grand final, and then continuing on with round number 2 of the men. All right, here we have Cami, nice little back hack there, but still on these very flat sections of the wave. Capucine has a 3.53, and it looks like Cami is at a 1.77 so far, waiting for the score of that wave to come in. Waves are a little far and few between out there at the moment. We can see her out there on the carve. Capucine Delanois, the North Rider. Having a little look behind to see if she's going to be going out on this one, because staying up in the impact zone sometimes is better than getting a little inside roller. All right, here we have Capucine Delanois on the right-hand side, going in hot. Already got a first check turn. Now she wants to get a second. Pull that kite down. Just managing to keep on it. Linking 2 turns together. Can she get a third? Misses out on that one. And not really going to be able to get too much off of that wave. All right, Cami making her way back towards the competition area, as both of the athletes are quite far out. Trying to get back into the impact zone, as that wind is definitely dying out as we're coming to the closing hours of the day. Sunset is around 5:15 in the afternoon. All right, under 5 minutes left on this heat. Capucine Delanois, Camille Lasseran. Capucine has a 6.33. Camille has a 4.30. And there we can see that last wave there from Capucine, but now going to be engaging. Camille Lasseran looping that kite down. Trying to get some speed. Here we have her. Now this is where that section gets up. Can she make something of it? Little bit of a flat liner. That's a bit better. Come on, here we have another section getting past the foam ball. No, she's going to be caught up. That's not what she was looking for. Capucine, she knows she's slightly in the lead, but wants to get a little bit of a better score underneath her belt. Here we have a better turn, but losing that back foot. You can see when that wing goes a little bit more offshore, it makes it very difficult for the athletes to be able to perform. You can see Mila just there on the screen. Smile on her face. Already into the mini final here of this competition. Just coming up on the final 2 minutes of this heat. Day number 1 here, Rio de Janeiro. Coming up next, we will be seeing the mini final. So it's going to be Mila versus one of these two athletes, but there's going to be a break, obviously, before that heat to give one of these ladies a little bit of a breather. And then we will be going into the grand finale. So in between the women's, we will see men's heat number 5. So in between this heat and the mini final of the women's will be one men's heat number 5 out there on the water, as we are getting ready to continue on. So just 10 past 4 local time. And so far it is Capucine Delanois who is slightly in the lead, but anything can happen because the conditions are just changing every single minute out there. And we are seeing some right-handers, some left-handers. There we can see Pedro Matos' father, La Leyenda, and Rafael, our organizer here for Kitley. Great to see them both coming down. Such a legend, this guy. And great to see all of the family representing as we come into the final minute. Who's it going to be? Capucine Delanois or Camille Lossaran making their way into the grand finale. 30 seconds and we will find out. All right, both of the athletes are all the way out there. One heat of the men, then it's going to be the mini final of the women. So heat number 5 and then the mini final of the women coming our way. 10 seconds to go if I'm not mistaken. As it looks like we're just getting for maybe a final wave of these two athletes as we're about to close off this heat to see who is going to be in the final. So hold on to your hats, everybody. Hold on to your hats. And there we can see Muna. As you already know, she is in the finale. As we just a little bit over 1 minute to go, and it's no flags in the sky. Camille Lossaran, Capucine Delanois. Very, very close so far. Less than 1.5 points in between the two of them. And now we are just waiting and see if one of these little girls can jump in on yet another wave. Here we have out the back. Looks like Capucine already making her way towards us. So first is going to be Capucine Delanois. All right, let's have a little look-see. What do we got? What we got? Capucine Delanois dropping in. There's a nice set wave for both of these athletes, so they're going to be able to battle it out. So here we have Capucine dropping in, coming down. One turn. Medium face hacks here. So just going to be caught out, and now also out the back, as we just saw. And Capucine's going to milk this one all the way on into the inside, as there was about 40 seconds to go. So Camille Lossaran knows that she needs to get on a wave if she wants to have an opportunity of making it to the final. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Waiting for the scores. Not going to change up much. Still, can Camille drop in on a wave before this one closes out and have an opportunity to take out the world's number 2, Capucine Delanois? Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, because there is a little bit of a wave there before. Is she going to turn around? She's going to want to turn around if she wants to have an opportunity. She is, so this wave is going to count. This wave is going to count here for Camille. So this is where it all comes down to. All the beans on the saucepan. Break those eggs and make that omelette. Here we go. First good turn there for Cami. Engaging in to turn number 2. That's better. Can she keep it together? Yes, she does. 2 decent hacks. And she's going to ride this one all the way onto the inside. Needed to increase. She needs a 3.80 if she wants to have an opportunity, but comes off at the end. That could cost her the win. That could be the one that makes the difference as we're waiting for those scores to be coming our way. Who is going to be making it to the grand finale? We are soon going to find out. Yeah, now while we're waiting for those results, let's get some highlights and see who and how this last heat went down. And welcome back, everybody, as we are here in Rio de Janeiro, Saquarema, for the Copa Kitley GKA Kite-Surf World Cup, as we are getting ready to go out there on the water, as we have one men's heat. So coming up, we're going to have Sergio from Brazil, and Victor Ribas also from Brazil. And then we will be going into the mini-final and the grand final of the women, where we will catch up and see the reactions and who is going to be our champion down here. And then we are going to be continuing on with the men. There we can see Capucin Telenoir. Game face, if I've ever seen it. There's the smile. That's better. With a brother and a dad. And I hope Mom and Tava, you are watching back home. We are missing you over here. There we can see this beautiful young athlete who has just gone and ripped out there in the water, as she knows she is in the grand finale together with Muna White. And we are just waiting. There we have. We are in action. So out there in the blue, we can see Victor Ribas. And in the pink is going to be Sergio. Those are two Brazilian athletes. As we are going 12-minute heats, a 2-minute transition. So we are already in action and continuing on here for the Rio de Janeiro World Cup Brazilian events. All right, so the green flag is in the sky, but neither of these athletes yet to take off on a wave. All right, so there we have it. It does look like now. Here we go. All right, Victor Ribas. Big first open face. Hack there off the top. Nice re-entry off of the wave. That was a very nice turn there. A little bit of a one-hit wonder. They're going to be milking this one all the way down, but not being able to get the scores that he wanted. But still, nice wave there from Victor Ribas. That was a very nice opener there for him. Going to have a little look at the scores. I reckon we're going to be having a mid-fives, maybe 5-ish. All right, out the back. Ciao, Sergio. Let's see what this man has for us. Already gone for one turn there. Not being able to get what he wanted. A nice little early section there here for him as well. And going backside. Let's see if we got a little bit of a foam ride there. So wave to wave for both of these athletes. As they continue on so far, let's see who is going to be in the leads after that first endeavor. And it does look like it is going to be Victor Ribas. He has a 4.20 for that wave. Versus a number just waiting to come in. So 4.20 for your leader. And going for another straight liner. Oh, just keeping it together. Does he get a little try and a little bit of a cover up there? I do not know how that guy is still on his feet. There he goes down. And now here we have Ribas making his way back into position. As that is a wave each for both of them. As we now continue on here for the Copa Kitley GKA Kite-Surf World Cup here in Brazil 2023. And there we can see Victor Ribas' family down here on the beach. Future champions out there. Making sure they see in what's happening down there on the water. Hello to you. Hello, hello. Bom dia, boa tarde, boa tarde. And there, Victor going on yet another nice wave. As but deciding against it there. Obviously seeing something a little bit better out the back. As we continue on here for day number 1 of the competition. All right, here we have him dropping in. Good first opening face hack, keeping the speed. Look at the speed coming off of the fins. Very nice. Powering through the turn there. This is what we're talking about. Victor, already 2 decent turns on the inside. And definitely in a commanding lead so far in this heat. And both of the guys making their way back. And here we can see the replay of that nice long wave. Look at this. Look how he keeps the power flowing through the fins, making sure that he keeps the speed to be able to continue all the way along. And there was this turn here. Look at that. Making his way across, making sure that kite is in the sweet spot. Very nice moves there from the Brazilian. All right. So as it stands, an 8.43 there for Victor Ribas, and we have a 1.80 there for Ciao Sergio. Both of these guys have really been flowing all the way down, but definitely an advantage here as Victor Ribas is the man that has that number 1 position so far. So here we go. On his way out, there we can see Ribas, and here we can see the official. Hello, everybody up here on the stream. Hope everybody is doing well and enjoying this. This is the beautiful setup that we have down here for the Copa Kitley. Dolfinho there as well. And here we have the beautiful event set up, getting ready. Let's not forget, this is a dual event where we also have our sister tour of the GWA Wingfoiling World Tour. And what a location here in Brazil, Saquarema. Whoa, going down hard there, Ciao Sergio. But only a one-hit wonder there for him. So let's see how it is going to go down. Because as it is, Victor Ribas starting off strong with 2 big turns is in the lead. As we are just about halfway into this heat. And just waiting for confirmation on one more score, but still it is going to be Ribas in first position. I can see the likes of Matthew Lopez and some of the boys getting themselves ready as they know. So let's not forget, after we do the mini-final and the grand final of the women, we will be continuing on and making round number 2 of the men, where we have 3 more heats, and then it will be it for a day. And also can see some of the wingfoiling boys making their way back as they've had a full day of competition training. There we can see Xavi Cor and Wesley Breeder, the wingfoilers, together with Matthew Lopez, Mr. Tropical, as we are waiting for a little bit more action to happen out there on the water. And now everybody's starting to come down here to the beach because a full day of action we have seen. Great to see the vibes and the chills down here on the beach. Really cool to get that. It's our live stream crew making sure you guys and girls back at the home can feel the vibe that we have down here at Saquarema. And now, going to be going into a wave. Let's see if Chao Sergio can get a little bit better on. Flies down, but it's just not taking off on the kind of the ones that are going to give him those turns. Nice open face hack there. Off at the top, but still a little bit of a straight liner. That is not going to be giving him the numbers he needs to be overtaking this man here. Chao Sergio so far. All right, Victor Rivas coming down. Family on the beach watching. He's just keeping himself busy. Not big scores out there. He only has had a 4 nice and consistent 2 waves, a 4.2 and a 4.3. And a 4.23, excuse me. So both keeping himself consistent, making sure that he gets those numbers. And there you can see his family just enjoying the views. And making sure he can hear the support all the way here from the beach. The young champions. So great to see the family vibes down here as we continue on. And there is the man making his way back out. Your current leader, Ribas. All right, there you can see both the athletes trying to make their way back into position. Has no flag in the sky, meaning less than 1 minute to go. Less than a minute to go. And we will be getting ready for the mini-final. Mini-final of the women is going to be coming up next on the water. So that is going to be in between Mila Ferreira and Camille Laceran, as we will be getting ready for that mini-final. And then the grand finale in between Muna White and Capucine Delanois. So nice final wave here. Oh, beautiful turn there from Victor. Very nice riding here from the Brazilian. Victor Ribas, one of the best Brazilian performances of the day so far, and also has his family down here on the beach. So great to see. And putting on some very nice hacks here in that heat. All right, well, while we're waiting for next sequence to come in and mini-final is going to be coming our way, let's catch the highlights of that last heat. And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back as we are now in the mini final of the women, in between Mila Ferreira and Camille Laceran, as they are getting out there on the water. Green flag in the sky, 12 minutes to go, as we are going to see who is going to be that third and fourth position. Then afterwards, we will be having the grand finale to see who is going to be winner here of the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup Brazil here, the Copa Kitley 2023. So both athletes are out on 10-meter kites. And there's an 11-meter prepared here on the shore for both of them. So let's see who is going to be making it in the first position. We saw that lady on your screen, Mila Ferreira, put on a very good performance against the world number 1 Muna, and pretty much not getting through by the skin of her teeth. A very closest heat we've had out there. But here we can see, all right, Camille, what she got. All right, Cami, first turn, gaining speed, keeping it up, but going all the way out onto the shoulder. You can see also Mila out the back. We'll be getting the replay of that one. But Cami here just pushing and trying to go down. And we saw Mila getting a couple of nice checks, and she really does let go and getting that kind of surfing style carving hack. And there we can see both of them making their way back to the point. On the left, Camila Sedan. On the right, Mila Ferreira. Your two athletes here for the mini-final of the women. And here we can see that wave from Mila. Mid-face turn there, makes her way down. Continues on with the foam ball, and now looking at the scores, it is Mila in first position with a 4.87, and Camila Sedan with a 3.60. So 2-1 wave each. And I tell you what, it looks like Saquarema is giving them yet another set wave as they are getting ready to engage, but deciding against it. Wind is a little bit fluky out there, as it's once again switched ever so slightly into that cross offshore. When you start to see the water of the wave kind of spit off the back, you know it swings a little bit. But there we can see some of the athletes getting ready here on the inside, coming towards us, as the guys are also getting ready to throw down. Ah, Mr. Cosolino, Ayrton Cosolino. And there we can see all of the athletes, Mr. Rosselló, getting ready to go, as they know round number 2 of the men is going to be coming their way. Just coming up on 4:30 in the afternoon here, local time. Already had a nice full day of competition here. Like I said before, if you guys and girls want to know about equipment, some riders, ins and the outs, or anything you want me to ask any of the crew or the athletes down here at the Qatar Airways GK Kite World Tour, shout it out on the comments. I'll try and get that info to you as soon as possible. But now, all right, Camilo Sedan, this is looking like a very nice wave. First turn, nice and up the top, needs to throw that kite down, does. Keeping her speed, engaging again. Turn number 2, not too bad. Checking off the top, can she get a closer? Going for a third and maybe going to add a fourth in, but no. Goes off of the back of the wave and flies down. That's probably going to take some scores away from her. As it stands, it is Mila Ferreira in the lead. But anything can happen here as we continue on day number 1 here in Brazil. All right, there we can see our finalist, Muna White, getting ready to rumble as she is just about It's going to be her first final on her new F1 gear. She recently just changed over to the F1 family. But out there at the moment, it is Camille Loceran in the lead. She has had 2 decent scores. And here we have Mila Ferreira just waiting. She has a 4.93, so the highest score. She has the highest score of the heat, but a backup score of a 1.23. Camille a little bit more consistent out there. Okay, so here we have her. Camille Loceran trying to milk the most out of this little inside roller. Can see really pushing against the fins, trying to keep that speed so she can get past those sections. Are we going to see a finisher here? All right, a better finisher, but once again going off the back. Judges really do take that one into account. Looking to improve on a 3.43 backup score, and I doubt that wave is going to be anywhere near that. All right, so getting ready to go. You can see the ladies on 10-meter kites as it stands. Muna just in front of us. Out the side of my eye, I can see her putting up her 10-meter kite. So it seems to be the size of the day out there at the moment. So just about 5 minutes to go on this heat. And conditions are quite light out there at the moment, but still enough for the guys and the girls to be ripping it out. We've seen the ladies all the way through their elimination. And there we have both of the athletes flying towards the impact zone. There we can see Mila there now much better. She has a 4.73 and a 4.93. 2 very consistent and big scores. Highest score of the day is above 12 points, where we saw that from Muna White. The best score of the women's discipline so far, as we now are going to be after this heat, and we're finding out who is going to be in 3rd and 4th position. We will go into the grand finale, and then we will continue on round number 2 of the men, as we are getting ready to go. A little bit under 4 minutes, and we can see both of our athletes coming back towards the shore. Let's see if they engage on yet another wave. All right, Mila picking off on a nice set wave here. Little bit of an A-frame midsection, but deciding against it as that one did flatten out. It's probably the right decision. She knows she's in the lead, but wants to make sure she's coming into about the final 3 minutes of this heat. She wants to make sure that she is close to the impact zone to not get out of position. All right, Camille here, much better. Nice 2 turns here. Slows it down here. Needs to keep that speed together. Camille for the top again. Can she get a little bit of a finisher at the end of this one? We're going to have to power that kite up. She has improved on her surfing a lot, coming from a strapless background. But I don't think that's going to be enough to improve too much on her score, as it was quite a straight liner all the way down the competition area. And now she's going to be making her way back into position and see if she can get another set wave, because as we are just about 2.5 minutes out of this heat. I can see out the corner of my booth, Muna White walking out the beach, getting into position, as she is going to be going out into the next final, as is Capucine Delanois, the number one and number 2 in the world so far. It was in Cape Verde where we saw Muna take the win, and Capucine was in 2nd position. So it looks like another standoff in between the Hawaiian and the French athlete. And wind is very light out here in the competition area. It is very, very light out here. Inside on the shore, it's gone offshore a little bit more, and hard to keep the kites in the sky. I can see our race director, Juan Antonio, keeping an eye on it to make sure the girls are all right and can continue on. And here we have Mila. Oh, nice wave here. Already got a decent turn on it, letting go in the bar. But you can see just not got the power in the kite, even though she is in first position. Just about 90 seconds to go on this heat. And we can see Juan Antonio, our race director, having a little look-see. So 10-meter kites are in the sky, and I can see a 12-meter kite for Kapuzin. That's the north on the left-hand side. So she is going to be going out on a 12-meter. All right, so Cami trying to get one more ride to see if she can put some pressure and get into first position here. She is trailing. Needs a 6.06 if she wants to take that lead. So she is, we can see Milo is winning by a 2.63, so needs to improve her scores by that. And now getting ready to go as we are just coming up on the final seconds of this heat. Mini final of the women. Coming up next, we will have the grand finale where we are going to see Muna White versus Kapuzin Delanois. And there is the countdown. And it is going to be, let's see what can happen on this last wave, because Mila is in the lead. So, yep, it is going to be official. In third position here for the Copa Kitley GKA Kite-Surf World Cup is going to be Mila Ferreira. Congratulations. And in fourth, Camille Lassanan. Let's have a look at the highlights of that last heat. And welcome back, everybody, as we have the grand final coming out onto the water. Muna White is going to be going up against Kapuzin Delanois. We have, once again, the standoff in between the Hawaiian and the French athletes. Number 1 and number 2 in the overall ranking, as that is how it was left off after that last event in Cape Verde, where Muna took the win and Kapuzin Delanois was the runner-up. Is there going to be revenge, or is it going to be a 2-0? Who is going to be coming champion over here in the first ever event in Rio de Janeiro here for the Copa Kitley GK Kite-Surf World Cup Brazil? There you have, in the pink is Muna White, in the blue, Kapuzin Delanois. Kapuzin will be going, she is a goofy rider, so she'll be going front side, and then we have Muna White, who is a regular rider, so she is going to be going backhand on these left-handers as we start off. And who is going to be the lady to fire off the first bullet? It looks like Capucine Delanois is deciding to take off here on this wave. Just getting caught out on the inside, not getting any power on that one at all when deciding against it. Muna White out the back already. A nice wave. Mid-face turn, just trying to keep the speed to get past the foam ball. Good. Second turn, almost getting pulled off. Can she keep it on? No, she doesn't. Sides against it. So a little bit of a one-hit wonder there for Muna White. But still a better turn than we saw there from Capucine Delanois. So Muna White is going to be going into first position. Second position is going to be Capucine as we're waiting for scores to come our way. And there we can see Cami's sister, Nia Suadias, the wing foil world champion of the surf freestyle discipline. Always good to see the laughs out here on the shore. Muna making her way back. Looks like a little bit better in position. A 5.97 there for Muna. Even though she gets one turn, she does get the verticality, gets the play, drives through the fins. And this is why she is getting those top scores when she even just does one turn on the wave. Showing she is definitely the athlete to beat out there today. Capucine Delanois, unfortunately, not getting what she wanted. But both of them all the way up the top. Capucine is out on a 12 meter and Muna is out on a 10 meter. On your screen right now, that is Muna White from Hawaii in the pink, out there with a new member of the F1 family. And already making her way through into the final. And here we have Dolfinho, the official mascot of Kitley, making his way down the beach, making sure he gets all the ins and the out here of this grand final, day number 1 of competition. All right, so both of these athletes making their way back, and it looks like it is going to be Muna who's going to decide to take off on a little bit of a bump here, as this wave does look like it's forming down the sandbank, and Capucine has gone even further back. So let's see if Muna switches her feet. Yes, she does, but deciding to turn around, waiting for the set. The set waves are the ones that have that scoring potential. All right, Muna deciding. Here we have her, second wave of the final. Let's see what she has for us here. This is turning out to be a nice one. Nice open face. Muna, a little bit of a cover-up turn. Getting completely over, but managing to pull it together. Mid-face check turn here. Continuing down the line. This wave has opened up nicely. Can she get a good finish? And a decent, but going across and over the board. So that wave kind of got the best of her. And now waiting for Capucine as she is out the back. We're having that patience, just waiting for that set to come. Obviously, with two athletes like the ones we have out there on the water, one wave can make a difference. Both of them have the potential to be able to get high scores, but they know if they can actually get on one of those set waves and perform, that's where you're going to get the extra scores. Those small inside waves are not going to be making a difference in this heat. So I reckon we're going to be seeing both of these athletes just wait out for the sets and then come flying towards us. All right, opening up once again. Capucine Delanois, a little bit more speed than we saw before, but just loses the speed there at the top. Needs to get a little bit more flow if she wants to be taking out the Hawaiian. Here we have Capucine. Turn number 2, a little bit of a mid-face handbrake, but this is looking better. Starting to get a little looser out there, the French athlete, but going off at the back of the wave there. And that is not going to be the high score that she was looking for. So far, a 9.07 for Muna versus a 1.57 here for Capucine. Conditions are tough, already out there on a 12 meter. Muna out on a 10. As we're just coming up on that midway point, the half line, 6 minutes to go. All right, Muna making her way back. You can see her out there on the screen. As it really are the sets that on the waves that the girls want to be going after. Can see some lines starting to form there behind Muna White, and Kapulsin also is going to be turning around. She looks like she might have seen something as well. They've come even further up the sandbank. Obviously seen something that we haven't here yet. But there we can see it looks like Muna is on a little bit of a swell. And let's see if this is going to jack up when it hits this inside sandbank on the left. The first section has a turn, then it kind of flattens off, and then there has 2 more sections down the end. All right, here we have Muna White. Great position. Oh, no. Gets caught up, doesn't have enough power, and goes over. That was a shame because that wave was aiming up to be a very nice one. Maybe an opportunity here for Kapulsin to get a good score. Just under 5 minutes to go. Kapulsin deciding against it, making her way back out. Making sure she maintains priority. Probably a smart move actually there because not a lot of size on that wave on the inside. The silence before the storm here. 4 minutes to go and both of the girls out the back, but there has not been many waves in this heat. Muna has had 3 waves. Kapulsin has had 2. First wave from Muna really making the difference with a 5.97, putting her in first place. And then we've seen Kapulsin with 2 medium ones. All right, here we go. Kapulsin Delanois pumping up but not being able to get on the wave. Oh, tough deals out there for the moment here for Kapulsin. And now Muna is going to be dropping in. Yes, she is. Going to need to power up if she wants to get past this foam ball, as the wind is very fluky here on the inside. It's a little bit more offshore than it was before. All right, Muna just straight lining it so far, and it's going to decide against that one. Both of these athletes having a very hard time with the conditions out there at hand, as it does look like the wind is dropping off. And having a look at the race crew here, because after this grand final we will see the continuation of the men. I'm just having a little look out here to see what is going to be going on. 2.5 minutes to go. There you can see both of the athletes. Muna White out there in the pink, and we can see Kapulsin Delanois in the blue. Both of them flying towards the competition area. And who is it going to be? Who is it going to be? It is going to be close. It is going to be close. 9.80 for Muna. Two minutes on the clock and still no sets coming their way. Still no sets coming their way. France or Hawaii. Hawaii or France in the final out there on the water. So far, Muna White in the lead at 9.80, less than 2 minutes to go. It does look like we've got some motion in the ocean out there. So Muna White dropping in on a wave. Here we have it. This could be making all of the difference. She's going to be speeding along, getting going, engaging the first turn. Mid-face check just to be able to continue down. Flattened. This one is completely flattened out and not going to be able to give her any turning opportunity. And we can see Kapulsin there on a 12 meter. Just trying to scramble. As there it is, the final minute of this heat. Final minute of the heat. And we have Kapulsin on the inside trying to scavenge anything she can get, as she knows it is a very tough when you have not been given waves to be able to have the opportunity out there Muna White so far is in the lead. As we are going to be closing this one out, waiting to see if Kapelzien lands on another wave. But so far, it is Muna White who is going to be claiming herself a championship win if nothing else changes in the dying seconds. As it is, there she is on your screen. As it is the final move. So there it is. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. And a big congratulations, because your champion out on the water, Muna White. Muna White is your number one here, also in Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro, Saquarema. Congratulations to her, taking yet another win for the number one in the world. Muna White is your winner. And there we can see her making her way back out to the competition area. But a 9.80 versus a 3.74. Very few hits in between there. But it is number one coming out of Hawaii. Muna White is your winner. We are now going to be proceeding with a little bit of a beach ceremony down there, where we will be with our mobile cam so you can see it, the winner up close as she claims that flag. But we will also be continuing on with the men's competition in the water. Heat number 6 of round number 2. But it is the Hawaiian athlete. There she is. Muna White, your champion here for the Copa Kitley GKA Kite-Surf World Cup Brazil 2023. Muna just deciding she's going to have a little surf as well while she's coming in. Why not? As she knows, she is just having some fun out there. And going to hopefully be able to get back into position as we're waiting for her to come in. Our champion there. And there we can see the American flag high and in the sky. Hawaii number one here in Brazil. 2 for 2 for Muna White. And while we're waiting for her to come in, let's grab some highlights of that last heat. And welcome back, everybody. And there you can see the beautiful sunset here in Saquarema, as we have had some incredible conditions for day number 1. We're just waiting to see our champion, Amuna White, appear on our screen, as she had to come out of the water all the way downwinds. But we can start to see her. And there she is on, making her way up. And we will have a front view of our champion there, Muna White. All right, everybody. So unfortunately, we are going to have to wait to see Muna's face tomorrow, as they are still all the way down the other end of the beach, as their kites went into the water and will not have to be picked up by a jet ski. So that is going to be it for today here of the live stream of the Copa Kitley GKA Kite-Surf World Cup Brazil 2023. What a beautiful first day of competition we have had. In first position, Muna White. In second position, Capucine Delanois here on that grand final, and we will be continuing on with the men tomorrow. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you bright and early here for day number 2 coming up tomorrow.
Wherever you go in the world, one airline goes further to make it feel exceptional. Qatar Airways, going places together.